Used to be when you were raising livestock and you went to hire somebody, you knew if you hired a farm kid, that kid probably knew how to work hard, probably knew how to back up a trailer, run something with a clutch. These companies today, we've run through all of that. So now we get these interns out of college that's never seen a live animal. We get them into positions where they're making decisions like you just talked about, and they have no frame of reference what it's like to be on that end of it. It's a struggle.
Once again, put ourselves into that position to learn from an actual industry insider. That's right. We're once again going back to the farm so that we can begin to appreciate more what a farmer is going through, what a farm family is going through, and even more importantly, what financially they're going through. Remember, ain't none of these guys getting rich. This is an average size, average farm in mid-America. And what struck me most is that he's going through the finances as well. People want to imagine, oh, I see a big green piece of equipment there that must cost, $500,000. Yeah, it probably does, but that certainly doesn't mean that they're rich. And these will be the reasons why. So why don't I go on ahead and I will get us into a position to receive as we continue our journey into what it's like to be on a farm.
Welcome to the How to Farm series. My name is Cole the Cornstar. I am a 26-year-old farmer who farms 2,000 acres of corn and soybeans. Over the next 365 days, I will be documenting everything that happens on Cornstar Farms in an effort to show what it takes to feed the world. If you wish to start this series from the beginning, watch my How to Farm playlist. In the last episode, I got started spraying. After plugging the sprayer with algae, I finished spraying Mount Everest and half of the field around the main heated shop. Once it got too windy to spray, Dad started planting our first soybean field. While Dad and I were getting the planter set up, my brother blew the rear main engine seal in our four-wheel drive Massey Ferguson Ford Gate 80 while he was running tillage. Up to this point, we are 10% done with soybean planting, 13% done spraying soybeans, and down our main tillage tractor. At the start of today, our season expenses so far are $918,260, and the farm has not produced any income yet. If you are new to the channel, subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any of this series. Thank you for tuning in for the day, so let's get started. Buenos dias. Here's the plan for today. It's 9:30 in the morning. I had a little bit of office work I had to take care of. The way we kind of work on the farm, we prefer to work later at night and get up a little bit later in the morning. Some guys like to get up earlier and go to bed earlier. We're on the late end of the spectrum when it comes to that. But I got all my office stuff taken care of. Dad and Cooper got Dad's planter filled with seed. They had a little bit in the seed tender from last night. Dad said it was literally like a 1-gallon ice cream pail full of seed that we had left. So now the seed tender is completely empty. Dad's got about 10 acres of seed on him. He's got a 3.2 maturity soybean on him. So we're gonna get that ran off on the field around Dad's house here. He's gonna go up in the terraces. I'm gonna hop in the tractor here in a minute, help Dad get set up so that way we can get that planted correctly up there. Zach is off in the reel disc. He got that going this morning. And then Cooper's running around picking up stuff. We're on the bulldozer guys have been working along the edge of the creek down here. There's some sticks and little stumps and stuff on the edge that Cooper's going to get picked up. He is probably going to be run around guy today. And then I am going to go get the semi-trailer with the sprayer trailer here in just a minute and get the sprayer loaded up, and I'm gonna get started spraying.
This tractor here, probably hard to see it, but it's a John Deere 4840, so it's about 180 horse tractor. But even this old tractor here, it's a 1981, we have Ag Leader as steady steer, and this thing keeps me right on my line. And this unit here from Ag Leader is the brains of the whole unit. So I got a little line there, that's gonna keep me right on track. And then it tells me what the planter's doing, and it's slick. I really like it. But the auto steer is, a lot of guys say your older tractors, you can't get auto steer. Talk to Ag Leader, they'll set you up. Yeah, let's see if we can get things started here. See, like right now, I am not touching that steering wheel. That's pretty darn nice.
We got the sprayer trailer back down here. Everything looks like it's good to go. We're gonna get our ladder unfolded. I got my water stuff hooked up. I'm gonna fire up the mix mate so that can be loaded. I need to grab my tablet, and then I also need to get the GPS situated in the new sprayer. I like to close my tanks when I'm gone overnight just in case a sealer or something were to give out, then we don't. Oh crap, I just to open the valve on this, and the top of the valve literally just popped off, and I have to hold it down with my finger, otherwise it gushes product everywhere. I have no idea if it's open or not. What the heck? Hey, can you come up here to the sprayer trailer and help me?
You can't push down and shut it by chance, or did it break?
It must have broke. I don't know if the valve opened or not, though, is the thing. We gotta put the GPS globe up on top of this. Ow, pinch my finger. Check the oil, see what we got. Are you kidding me? We got way too much oil in this. Do we have too much? Because it's full and we're pointed downhill, and so the oil is running to the front of the engine, or is there legitimately too much oil in it? I'm gonna go with we are on, it is towards the fuller end and we are pointed downhill. We are not level right here. I don't have much choice, I guess, but to run it and get it on a flat spot. One thing Jordan, the Hickey mechanic, did say that was not ready on this sprayer was it needed about 3 cans of Freon in it for the air conditioner. So my air conditioning is not going to work very good. And it's 80 degrees out in a giant glass box. We'll be all right. I'm gonna steal your monitor to finish spraying the last 25 acres here.
Oh yeah, since you got it already on?
Yeah, I plugged the USB stick in, but the file for what you have mapped doesn't transfer over via USB stick, but it does via satellite. We just don't have the satellite thing hooked up.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm just gonna steal your monitor, finish spraying, so you're not gonna be able to plant until I get done here. Yeah. For whatever reason, this is the monitor that I use to spray the field around the house. And when I ran out and it got windy, then I put this in the tractor so Dad could get planting. My map of what has been sprayed is not transferring via USB stick. And so I downloaded all the files from this. I went to go plug it in the monitor that's in the sprayer, and my map is not there at all. So I don't know what's been sprayed and what hasn't. I don't want to spray stuff again if it doesn't need it. So Dad is filling up with seed right now. It's going to take him about 20 minutes. Cooper's bringing lunch. It's also going to take Dad about 20 minutes to eat lunch. So I think I can get done spraying this 25 acres over the next 40 minutes. So I'm simply just going to rob Dad's monitor for the time being, but I have to take it all apart again after I just got this thing all wedged in here. I can't just swap the one in the sprayer into here either, because Dad's already got planting lines in this, and those I'm sure won't transfer over as well. See what I mean? I need the green part, that's the area that I've already done, and then the gray has not been done. So how am I supposed to know what's been done when the field literally looks like that? We have 39.8 acres done over here. I'm just kind of getting everything outlined up right now. There's a fair few bits of waterways here, so I got just a little bit of long row stuff left, a couple things to outline, so we're making good progress. I just got empty, we're gonna go fill up again. Dad's right across the creek on the field around his house, so that's Everest in the background. And then the field around Dad's house, that's the main hidden shop right there. So it goes all the way up to the top of the hill where that house is, then borders the gravel road. And then we have the creek line right beside us, so I'm sitting on the Hanson farm. And then Bush Farm is right over there, right across that creek line, sitting just below the horizon. So Dad's gonna get this field done. He's probably got 30 acres left. He's all in the straight rows now. Once he gets this outside pass along the creek, he'll do it down, he'll do it back, and then do one more down along the creek line. Then once that's done, it'll be nice straight long rows over there, and then he will have the field around his house done. And then we will be going underneath that wind turbine right there, which is where my house is. And that is the farm that we call Grandpa's. Now before I can jump over to Grandpa's farm and start spraying over there, these are the little module, there's a little piston plunger thing in there that the electricity from the sprayer goes to that, and that's what controls the flow into each of my individual nozzles. That's how I have individual nozzle shutoffs on this sprayer. This is the right spot unit. For whatever reason, I have 2 rows that are not showing up on the computer. So I have two spots where I have a 30-inch spacing on my nozzles instead of a 15. So before I continue on, I'm going to try to put these new ones on, and then hopefully that fixes that issue. I actually have a third one that's not responding, but that one has spray coming out of it. However that's working, I don't know. But if I can at least get the two. My one that is not responding but working is on the very end. So if I absolutely have to, I can just shorten up my span. Instead of being 90 feet, I can go 89, and then I'd just be overlapping that spot every pass around, and I'd just be losing 1 foot of efficiency. But since these ones are kind of more in the middle, I would like to address them, and I need to figure out how they work. I think it's just a screw-in piece, and then a plug, probably redo a zip tie or two. We'll give it a shot. All of the technology on this equipment is super handy when it works, but when it doesn't, it makes you want to pull your hair out sometimes. At least with what I'm doing on the sprayer right now, like, yeah, I would like to have those nozzles going, but will you be able to tell a difference in the little bit that I did without those 3 nozzles, or without those 2? Probably not. Okay, that one's working. 2, 3, 4. That was the one we just fixed. Okay, looks like it's spitting out. Where was the other one? Put a mark on it. There we go. Okay. Perfect. What do we got going here? Why are you working? Oh, hey, how did that water get all over my leg, sprayer? I haven't shown it because I'm getting downright mad at the sprayer right now, but washed my face 3 times, and now I'm going to change my pants and I gotta wash my leg. We got gray pants now, and we're gonna try this again. I took the one that was not coming out right in there, and I took it off, and I put it on the very end one, and then I took the end one and I put it right there. So we're gonna see how this works. I think everything's working now. It's a little hard to tell on camera, but it looks like the end one's not working, which not the end of the world, we can just overlap, but looks like that one is working. And Dad is on his very last pass of the field over here at his house, or it appears to be his last pass, so we will be heading over to Grandpa's next. It's sort of frustrating with days like today because I've been in this sprayer for like 9 hours. This machine has the capabilities of doing 100 acres per hour, and I have done 120 acres in 9 hours. So whatever that comes out to, like 12 acres an hour or something like that. 14 acres an hour. We're not running very efficient. The good news is Pete flipped out the VCM controller box. That was our problem. So we went through 2 more solenoids, and we just basically put new ones on, and it was the box. So we got the box fixed. Sprayer is running now. I was sitting there thinking, I wonder how the fuel is on the sprayer. I literally had 5 gallons left. So I'm gonna run and get the fuel trailer here and fill up the sprayer so that is 100% ready to go in the morning. I do not know what I am going to do about that tote that is on the trailer that has the broken valve that is currently being held on with the zip tie. It's held all day with the zip tie. I mean, really not even hardly a drop has came out of it. Kind of tempted just to leave it overnight. The only problem is if it goes during the middle of the night, it's going to empty itself out in about 10 minutes. And that would be a $5,000 spill and all that grass and stuff not growing over there. So that's what's got me not wanting to leave it. The only thing is I'm concerned if I move it, something is going to break to the point where I'm not going to be able to stop it at all. And then what do I do? Then it's for sure going to run out on the ground. Or if I am able to somehow get 70 gallons of product turned sideways, get it onto the telehandler and tip the tote back, I'm gonna have to have that tote like 25 feet in the air to have it at the angle where none of it is going out the valve on the bottom. I guess you could look at it as, well, you could get it up a ways, and then if some does spill, it's not gonna be as much as the whole thing. Yes, there's that, but then there's the other issue of how do you empty it out into the other tote then? So I think I'm just gonna have to leave it. I really don't know what else to do. Got the fuel trailer over there. We will fill the sprayer probably in the morning now that I think about it, because Dad just called and he is out of seed. So I'm gonna bring the seed tender out to him out in the field. Dad had about half of a Pro Box left on the seed tender, so that is now completely empty. Dad can do probably 15, 16 acres with what we put on him. So I'm gonna take the 2 empty boxes off. I'm gonna talk to Cooper, figure out what seed he wants. That's one of the fields Cooper is managing the seed on. So I just wanna make sure it's the one that he wants. So it's gonna be one of these ones behind me. It's, what time is it? 10:36. Zach is just leaving. He's been running the reel disc all day. He's been kind of fighting a bunch of stuff from the sounds of it. And he sounds kind of sick right now too. He doesn't sound very good. But he said he's rocking about a quarter tank of fuel. The sprayer has 5 gallons of fuel in it. So we're gonna be putting like 135 gallons in the sprayer. The 340 can hold like 250 gallons. He said the fuel trailer earlier was at half a tank, so 500 gallons is half the fuel trailer. The barrels here are empty. Sounds like Cooper went to go run a 45-foot field finisher for a neighbor because they're going to bring that field finisher over here tomorrow. So Cooper's getting them done, so that way they're completely done using it. Then we're gonna use it. We have 80 acres of ground that we tried plowing last year, and I guess that is not smoothing out very well at all with the reel disc or the high-speed disc. So they are going to use that neighbor's. It's got cultivators on it that will help drag and level things out. So Cooper said he's got like 4 or 5 more hours over there, and when he gets here, we don't know what the status of the fuel of that tractor is going to be. That's got a really big tank on it, so I'm kind of debating how we want to go about fueling stuff up. Maybe we just fuel things halfway so we can at least get running. And then when fuel comes, which is supposed to come tomorrow, then we can keep going. So when it's not something broken, it's fuel. Just getting back into the shop. It is just after midnight. We have 200 acres planted. 230 acres has been sprayed. So we have a 30-acre buffer ahead of the planter. There's about 70 acres that's worked ahead of the sprayer. So we have 300 acres worked up. Cooper's still running out for the neighbor right now. He's gonna get the neighbor done, so then they are completely done with their spring tillage, so we can use their tractor. So Cooper's still running. I'm just over a 16-hour day right now. Zach got started before me. He left a little bit ago, so he had a 16-hour day. Dad had a 16-hour day. So we're probably looking at 70 total man hours for the day for the whole crew. So we spent $1,400 today on labor. We had Jordan, the Heggie mechanic, out, so whatever his bill is and whatever the parts were that he put on, and then Pete came out and whatever the parts were that Pete had. I don't know how much diesel fuel we used today. I think that's all we had for I really don't remember. I'm tired and kind of spacing out a little bit. But we'll get the bill at the end of the month when we get all of our canceled checks here at the bank, and we will be able to reconcile everything. But we made no money today.